This video is on the microeconomics. So I hope you have taken a look at the practice sample questions that College Board, the AP folks, posted. I gave you a link in one of the earlier announcements. I'll post the link with this video also so that you can click into it. I hope you had a chance to do it on your own and get it out, get your work out, and I'm going to go over it in this video. So here we go with sample question number 1. I got to tell you guys right up front, I'm worried about this. I'm worried that they're giving you 25 minutes to do what boils down to 2 short questions. You're going to have to watch the timer, work quickly, make sure you get the 2 questions done in the 25-minute period. If you see that time is running out on you and you hit the 20-minute period, you're going to have to, just either hurry through or wrap it up and at the 25-minute mark, before the 25-minute mark, finish up and upload whatever you've got during that 5-minute time period. But 25 minutes is not a long time to get 2 of these done when you're looking at them cold. You haven't read them before. You need to practice. And so I'm going to give you some more practice questions in more announcements coming up over the next several days here. All right. So this one gives you the graph on the board right here. It says calculate the total producer surplus at the market equilibrium price and quantity and show your work. The equilibrium price is right here. Quantity is 20 units. Price is $20. And the producer surplus is this triangle down here. Okay, remember what the producer surplus is. How do you calculate that area? It's a triangle. It's a right triangle. So you can calculate the 1/2 height times width. Okay, so for part A, it's 1/2 20. 1/2 times 20 times 20. Well, that's 1/2 times 400 is 200. So $200 is the producer surplus in part A. Okay, part B. If the government imposes a price floor of $16, is there a shortage, a surplus, or neither? Explain. If they make a price floor at $16, well, remember, price floors are up high. Remember that? An effective price floor is going to be above the equilibrium price. So at $16, this is not an effective price floor, and the price will still be $20. Therefore, will there be a shortage, a surplus, or neither? There will be neither, because it's the price floor is below the equilibrium price. It's an ineffective price floor. So part B is neither. N-E-I-T-H-E-R. And if they want you to, and I think you do have to explain it, so it's because the price floor is below the equilibrium price. Part C, if instead the government imposes a price ceiling at $12, remember, price ceilings are down low. An effective price ceiling is below the equilibrium price. So this is going to be an effective price ceiling, okay? At $12 there. And when you run across that, you find out that there will be a, what? What did you say? Well, here's the demand. I didn't write the D in. That's the demand curve there, okay? The demand is, quantity demanded is way out here. Quantity supplied is back here. There will be a shortage. Okay? And then you have to say why, and you can simply say because quantity demanded is greater than quantity supplied. I think when you actually work this out, the quantity demanded is 24, the quantity supplied is 12. You don't, the answer key did not require that you say those exact numbers. It just said the quantity demanded is greater than the quantity supplied. Part D, if instead the government restricts market output to 10 units, it's all they allow to be created is 10 units, calculate the deadweight loss. All right, so 10 units right here, draw a vertical line, okay? That's how much will be made. If only 10 units are made, the demand for those 10 units is going to be way up there at $40, okay? And so if that becomes the supply, if that's the restricted output, that becomes the supply curve, the deadweight loss will be, and I'm going to go to a red marker here for this, the deadweight loss will be this triangle right here. Now, how do you calculate that deadweight loss area? Well, that could be the base of the triangle right there. That would be the height of the triangle right there. And deadweight loss, or that triangle, is going to be 1/2 the height times the base. Okay, 1 time h times 1/2 h times b. The height is 10 to 40, so it's 30. So 1/2 times 30 times the base, which is going to be 10 units. So 1/2 of 300 is $150. $150 is the deadweight loss. Okay? Hopefully you calculated that. Assume the price decreases from $20 to $12. So now I'm going to go to a green marker. Price goes down to $12 here. Okay. Calculate the price elasticity of demand. Show your work. They just want you to calculate the price elasticity on the demand curve from here to here. Okay. From this point to this point. Okay. So how do you calculate demand elasticity? This is part E. Okay. Show your work. The elasticity of demand, if you recall, elasticity of demand is the percentage change in the quantity on the top, percentage change in price on the bottom. Okay. And so we have the percentage change in quantity is going to go from 20 units to 24 units. Yeah, 20 to 24 units. So that's 4 over 20, which is what? 20%, right? 20% on top. Percentage change in price. The price comes down 8 divided by the base of 20. That's 40%. And that's going to give you 1/2 or 0.5. Now, the calculations that they have wind up giving it a negative 0.5. But remember that elasticity is an absolute value. So it doesn't matter whether it's -5 or 5. We're coming down, and so the reason it's negative is because the quantity is positive, but the price is a negative, and so a positive over a negative is a negative 0.5. It would probably be best to put that in there. But the bottom line is you've calculated the elasticity. The answer key said -0.5. So I guess that's what we should calculate there. In this range is demand perfectly elastic, relatively elastic, unit elastic, relatively inelastic, or perfectly inelastic. Well, it's less than 1, so it's relatively inelastic. Okay, relatively inelastic. Why? Because it's less. E is less than 1. Now that's the first part of this. Okay, I'm going to put it on pause and do the second part. Okay, so for part 2, the second question of question number 1. It's the 2 airline companies, AirTouch and Windward. They're operating a flight from City X to City Y. They have to file with the Transportation Board. They have to choose between either a morning flight or an evening flight. The relevant payoff matrix is right here. First entry is AirTouch. The second entry is Windward. So first question, in what market structure do these firms operate? Explain. And of course, this is the oligopoly game theory, right? So let's say, hey, but this is part G, okay? Oligopoly. All right, and I'm trying to go fast here. Why? Because mutual interdependence. Each airline is dependent on what the other airline does for its ultimate payoff. So it's the mutual interdependence is the phrase to use for why it's an oligopoly. If Windward chooses an evening departure, which departure time is better for AirTouch? And they don't ask you to explain. So if Windward chooses an evening departure, AirTouch is the first guy here. He's better off with an evening also, isn't he? So if Windward chooses evening, okay, it's one of these two boxes. AirTouch is going to say, we can go in the morning, in which case we'll earn 700, or we can go in the evening, in which case we'll earn 900. We're going to choose an evening. H is evening. Okay. Identify the dominant strategy for Windward. Okay, does Windward have a dominant strategy? If they choose a morning departure, they can either make 700 or 950, depending on what AirTouch does. If they choose an evening departure, they'll either make 600 or 800, depending on what AirTouch does. So if AirTouch goes in the morning, Windward is going to want to go in the morning too. If AirTouch goes in the evening, Windward is going to want to go in the morning. So morning is the dominant strategy. GHI. Morning is the dominant strategy for Windward. J, is choosing an evening departure a dominant strategy for AirTouch? So AirTouch, okay, do they have a dominant strategy? AirTouch, if Windward goes in the morning, AirTouch has an option of either earning $1,000 or earning $750. So they would choose the 1,000, of course. If Windward goes in the evening, AirTouch has an opportunity to make either they'd choose the 900, wouldn't they? So AirTouch does not have a dominant strategy. If Windward goes in the morning, AirTouch is going to want to go in the morning. If Windward goes in the evening, AirTouch is going to want to go in the evening. So they don't have a dominant strategy. So the answer for J is no dominant strategy. But here they want you to explain it. So you have to say what I ran through there, okay? There's no dominant strategy because it depends on what Windward does. And then part K, if both firms know all of the information in the payoff matrix, but do not cooperate, what will Windward's daily profit be? If you do, imagine being in any particular box. Imagine starting in this box. So if they start here, does Windward want to switch? Yes, it does, okay? So it would want to come over here. AirTouch wouldn't want to switch, but Windward would. It would come over here, and suddenly AirTouch would be earning 750 instead of the 900. AirTouch would then say, well, we're better off coming here, okay? And once we're in this box, does Windward want to change? Windward would say, well, we're making 700. That's better than 600 because AirTouch is going to stick with the morning. So that's the box that we wind up in, okay, if they don't cooperate, okay? Windward's daily profit would be $700 in cell A. Cell A is what would be chosen, and their profit for part K here would be $700. And you don't have to explain that one. You just have to write down the 700. Okay, that's my time for this video. That's question 1 of the micro. I'm going to do question 2, the long one, in the next video.